All right, if there's not something I love more than anything, that is an unsolved mystery. I love mysteries. I love things that I can like. Have you ever been in your bed at like 3 a.m. and you're just like digging down like a rabbit hole, or like it's something that like is unsolved but like you want to know so bad? That's kind of like the stuff I'm interested in. I love like super, like niche things that like are unsolved and like forever will be unsolved. Like I love things like that. So like people that have gone missing, like have never been found. It's like, dude, that's so interesting to me. But yeah, today I found a video called "The Most Horrifying Unsolved Mysteries Explained." So we're gonna check it out. J Dunn History. So I hope this isn't an AI channel. I don't think it is, because he doesn't sound like an AI. But yeah. Narrator is the most annoying ever. Okay, that is not a good sign, but we're gonna check it out anyway. I'll leave it down below. Go check out this guy's channel, and yeah, let's check out some of the most unsolved, or the most scary unsolved mysteries. Let's check it out.
In November 1970, hikers discovered the burned body of an unidentified woman in Isdal, a remote valley in Norway. The area was already known locally as Death Valley due to its dangerous terrain. The woman's body was badly charred, and nearby items suggested that the fire had been deliberately set. Investigators quickly noticed unusual details. The woman carried no identification, and labels had been removed from her clothing. Her fingerprints appeared partially altered. An
So she was definitely murdered.
autopsy revealed that she had died from a combination of carbon monoxide poisoning and an overdose of sleeping pills, but evidence of petrol suggested her body had been burned after death. Authorities ruled that she had taken her own life, though many aspects did not fit that conclusion. Police later found 2 suitcases at a train station nearby that belonged to the woman. Inside were wigs, foreign currencies, sunglasses, and a notebook containing coded symbols. The notebook appeared to track her movements across Europe. She had used multiple false names and checked into hotels across Norway and other countries. Witnesses described her as secretive, multilingual, and cautious. The discovery occurred during the Cold War, which fueled speculation
she's an agent.
about espionage. Some researchers believe she may have been involved in intelligence work, given her false identities and careful behavior.
Working for some Central Intelligence Agency.
Others suggest she may have been fleeing danger or living an illegal life. Despite international investigations, no government or family ever claimed her. No conclusive evidence has explained why she was traveling under false names.
No family claimed her. What the hell will she murder her family so no one would be able to know who she is?
Or how she ended up dead in such a remote location. On December 23, 1974, 3 teenage girls disappeared in Fort Worth, Texas under circumstances that remain unexplained. The girls were Rachel Trelisa, age 17, Julie Ann Mosser, age 14, and Lisa Renee Wilson, age 14.
14? All 3 of them look like they're like 8 years old. Am I? I mean, it could be the pictures. There's no way that girl is 17.
Age 14, and Lisa.
That looks like a 10-year-old. These are the youngest looking girls I've ever seen in my life. I hope I age like them. She is 17. She looks like she's 10. I hope I look this good. Do I still look young, y'all? Let me know in the comments below. How old do I look? Not like this. I promise, not like this.
Renee Wilson, age 14. That morning, Rachel borrowed her mother's car to go Christmas shopping at the Seminary South Shopping Center. Julie and Lisa went with her. The girls were last seen at the shopping center around noon. Witnesses confirmed
they then drove out to the middle of a forest and disappeared.
Seeing
I don't know why I stuttered so bad.
them inside stores, and Rachel's car was later found parked in the mall lot. There were no signs of struggle near the vehicle. Inside the car were wrapped Christmas gifts, suggesting the girls completed their shopping. Nothing appeared stolen or disturbed. This detail has always troubled investigators because it suggested the girls left willingly or were interrupted suddenly. Later that day, Rachel's husband received a handwritten letter mailed from downtown Fort Worth. The letter claimed the girls had gone to Houston for a short trip and would return soon. It asked families not to worry.
Yeah, they went on a short trip without the car. They walked to Houston, Texas from Fort Worth.
Investigators later believed Rachel wrote the letter because the handwriting matched hers. However, the tone felt forced, and family members insisted Rachel would never leave without telling them directly. One theory suggests that
somebody put a gun to her head and told her to write it.
Girls
There's no way in hell she would just leave.
Abducted by someone they knew. Others think they were lured by an older individual offering help or transportation. There were also rumors involving local criminals and alleged sightings in other cities, but none were confirmed. One informant informant claimed the girls were killed shortly after disappearing, but searches based on that tip found nothing. Police investigated numerous suspects, including people connected to Rachel through her troubled marriage. No charges were ever filed. Over time, evidence was lost. Memories.
Case went cold. Yeah, they're all dead. I mean, and I doubt they're living today under a different name. Like they have no reason to create an alias. They're all dead.
Faded, and leads dried up. Edgar Allan Poe was one of the most influential American writers of the 19th century, known for poetry and stories centered on death, madness, and fear. Ironically, his own death became one of the most puzzling mysteries in literary history. On October 3rd, 1849, Poe was found wandering the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah, didn't he no one knows how he died or something? I don't know.
Confused and distressed state. He was discovered near a polling station and was wearing clothes that did not belong to him. Witnesses described him as disoriented, unable to explain what had happened, and repeatedly calling out a name that was never identified. Poe was taken to Washington College Hospital, where his condition worsened over several days. Doctors described symptoms of delirium, agitation, and hallucinations. He was unable to give a clear account of where he had been, or how he ended up in that condition. On October 7th, 1849, Poe died at the age of 40. No detailed medical records survived, and his official cause of death was recorded vaguely, leaving historians with little firm evidence.
Yeah.
Some early explanations regarding his death blamed alcohol poisoning, as Poe had struggled with alcoholism earlier in his life. However, friends noted that he became intoxicated very quickly, and that his symptoms did not fully match typical alcohol withdrawal. Other theories suggest illness such as cholera, typhoid fever, rabies, or even a brain tumor. Another widely discussed theory involves a practice known as cooping, a form of election fraud common in the 19th century. Victims were kidnapped, forced to drink alcohol or take drugs, and made to vote multiple times while wearing different clothes. Poe was found on election day near a polling place, dressed in unfamiliar clothing, which fits this pattern. Despite this, no direct proof has ever confirmed that he was a victim of cooping. The lack of medical records, conflicting witness accounts, and the loss of key documents have made it impossible to reach a definitive conclusion on how the legendary Edgar Allan Poe passed away.
Damn. Yeah, I heard about that.
In October 2009,
that's sad.
The Jamison family vanished during a trip to rural Oklahoma. Bobby Jamison, his wife Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison were last seen driving toward a wooded area. Their abandoned truck was later found with wallets, phones, and a large amount of cash inside. 4 years later, their skeletal remains were discovered in the woods, not far from where the truck was
a large amount of cash
found. The cause of death could not be determined.
Why would they have a large amount? There's like $1 million in cash inside of their pickup truck.
No signs of trauma were clearly identified. The family had reportedly been acting strangely before disappearing. Surveillance footage showed them behaving oddly, and family members reported paranoia and fear. Some believe mental health issues played a role, while others suspected foul play. No clear explanation has ever been confirmed.
What? A family just drove out in the woods and just killed themselves? Like, what? How did they die then?
The case remains open, with theories ranging from exposure to homicide. On the night of June 9th, 1912, 8 people were brutally killed in the small town of Villisca, Iowa. The victims were Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and 2 young girls who were staying overnight after attending a church event. All 8 were killed while asleep in the Moore family home. The bodies were discovered the following morning when a concerned neighbor noticed that the family
Oh my God, I know that house is haunted as hell.
Family home.
It's probably an Airbnb. I just made a new business name. Hope that isn't trademarked. Airbnb. This is probably today. The house might be torn down, but I know a lot of these houses, like these older homes, they'll make really, really nice in the inside. Like if you've ever been inside one of these old ass houses, they look like garbage on the outside, but in the inside they look nice. So it's probably Airbnb because no one wants to buy it. You know, this is like part of the family, but like no one's. Oh, you want this house that 8 people got murdered, got butchered in? No, I don't.
The bodies were discovered the following morning when a concerned neighbor noticed that the family had not come outside. Josiah Moore's brother entered the home and found the horrific scene. Each victim had been struck repeatedly in the head with an axe. The weapon belonged to Josiah and was found inside the house. The killer appeared to have used the blunt side of the axe on some victims, suggesting deliberate and controlled violence. Several strange details were noted at the crime scene.
How did he kill all of them though? I feel like if you're in a room with 8 people, like you have like a timer basically. Like how did he kill 8 people that fast? Like yeah, you smash someone's head with the axe, okay, and within a few strikes they're dead. I'm pretty sure the next person would wake up and then they would like No one, all of them would just sleep while the next one was getting murdered. Like, you don't, like, you wouldn't wake up to the person beside you getting their head chopped off.
Mirrors
Like,
and windows
Jesus.
were covered with cloth. Food was left untouched on the kitchen table. A bowl of water with bloodstains was found nearby. In the attic, police discovered cigarette butts, leading investigators to believe the killer waited in the house for the family to go to sleep before attacking. Unfortunately, the investigation was deeply flawed from the beginning. Before police secured the house, many townspeople entered, contaminating the scene and destroying potential evidence.
Jesus Christ.
Several suspects were investigated over the years.
Townspeople. Why would they go in the house?
Reverend George Kelly, a traveling preacher with a history of mental instability, confessed at one point but later recanted. He was acquitted due to lack of evidence. Other suspects...
He confessed? Why would you confess to that if you didn't do it? You're an idiot. He confessed but recanted. You can't... I mean, you can do that, but like... How suspicious is that? Like, yeah, I murdered them. No, I didn't. Like, what?
Included local residents and traveling workers, but none were conclusively linked to the crime. No clear motive was ever established. Robbery was ruled out since valuables were left behind. Today, the Morehouse still stands and
Yup. Wow, it's a tourist attraction.
has become a museum. Despite
Museum. A museum. Yeah, kids. Yeah, let's take our elementary school class to damn Villisca, whatever the hell
behind. Today, the Morehouse still
the Morehouse. Imagine you find out this is where your kid's getting taken to. Hey kid, hey little Jimmy, that where you're standing at is where somebody got butchered 75 years ago. Hope you enjoy that.
stands.
Hope you can sleep tonight
And
knowing
has
that.
become a museum. Despite over a century of investigation, books, and renewed interest, the identity of the killer remains unknown. In February 19...
Damn. Bro, how the hell? When that happened? 1912. Okay, well, yeah, that's the thing. But like in the past, you could kill 40 people and just go to the next town over, and no one would notice. Now you can't even like. You can like say the wrong thing to someone, and then like 2 hours later you'll be arrested for, I don't know, some crime they just said.
renewed
Like,
interest.
nowadays that we have so many cameras, you can't do anything, bro. Especially with like the flock cameras now. Like I actually found out there are so many flock cameras in my city. Not like Houston, Texas, like where there's like hundreds, and like my city has like I think like 12 of them. It's crazy. There's actually one right down the street from my house, which is crazy. 2 of them
The
actually.
identity of the killer remains unknown. In February 1957, the body of a young boy was discovered in a cardboard box alongside a road in Philadelphia. The child was estimated to be between 4 and 6 years old. He was severely malnourished and showed signs of prolonged abuse. His body had been wrapped in a blanket and discarded in a remote area. Despite massive public attention, the boy could not be identified at the time. Police distributed thousands of flyers and posters showing reconstructed images of the child, hoping someone would recognize him. No missing child reports matched his description. Investigators searched orphanage records, hospital files, and school enrollment lists, but nothing led to a confirmed identity. Several items were found near the body, including clothing and small personal objects, but none could be traced to a specific family. Over the years, many tips came in, including a controversial confession from a woman who claimed the boy had lived in her household. Her story could not be fully verified, and police did not pursue charges. The lack of physical evidence and the passage of time made it difficult to confirm any theory. In 2022, investigators used genetic genealogy to finally identify him as Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born in 1953. However, identifying the victim did not solve the crime.
Or is that like an AI picture of what he looked like, or like is that an actual picture of him?
Born in 1953. However, identifying the victim did not solve the crime. Both of his parents were deceased by the time of the announcement, and no one has been charged with his killing. Between 1968 and 1969, the city of Glasgow is shaken by a series of killings attributed to a killer known as Bible John. 3 women were killed after nights out at the Barrel Inn Ballroom, a popular social venue. The victims were Patricia Docker, Jemima McDonald, and Helen Puttick. All 3 women were strangled and sexually assaulted, and their bodies were found in secluded or abandoned locations. The nickname Bible John came from a key witness account. Helen Puttick's sister shared a taxi ride with the man believed believed to be the killer. She later told police that he quoted Bible passages and expressed strong moral judgments about women and sexuality. Based on her description, police released a composite sketch, which became one of the most recognizable images in Scottish criminal history. The investigation was one of the largest ever conducted in Scotland at the time. Police interviewed thousands of people and collected extensive evidence. Despite this effort, no suspect was ever charged. In recent decades, DNA testing ruled out some potential suspects, but no definitive match has been found. The idea that a man could blend into social settings, appear normal, and then commit such crimes deeply unsettled the public.
Wow, so he's still walking around?
On April
That guy's like, he might be dead, he might be alive.
11th,
That's so weird, dude. Like, you never know who you can trust now. Like, you never know who you can trust nowadays. Like, you might have just made friends with Bible John, who just killed, like, he killed 3 people 20 years ago. You would never even know it.
1981, a brutal crime was discovered.
I mean, you wouldn't do it now. What type of crime is happening out here? Nobody is out here. Nobody is out here. The only people coming out here is the people train conductors who go across this bridge. What are you doing out here in the middle of the woods? But like, you just never know. Like Bible John, he might still be walking around today. He killed 3 people. Like, that's crazy.
Mountain town called Keddie in Northern California. Inside cabin 28 of the Keddie resort, 4 people were found killed. The victims were Glenna Sharp, her son John Sharp, his friend Dana Wingate, and John's brother Bill Sharp. All 4 had been bound and violently attacked with knives. Dana Wingate and John's brother Bill Sharp.
Damn, that's a boy? I thought that was a girl. Damn. They said this is his friend. They look like they look like more brothers than they. Okay, actually no. This looks like the kid Leroy. Really looks like a girl though. They have like the same nose, dude. That's sad though.
All 4 had been bound and violently attacked with knives and blunt objects. What shocked investigators most was that 3 children were asleep in the same cabin during the killings and claimed to hear nothing. The children were later found unharmed in a nearby room. This raised serious questions about how such a violent crime could occur without ever waking them.
Without hearing nothing.
The crime scene
just slept through people getting tortured and murdered.
Showed signs of extreme rage. Weapons used in the attack were household items, including a hammer and kitchen knives. Some of the weapons were later found in a nearby pond. The brutality suggested the killer or killers knew the victims personally. Early investigations focused on 2 main suspects, Martin Smart and his friend John Bo Bubade. Both had criminal histories and were known to the Sharp family. Smart allegedly confessed parts of the crime to his therapist, but the confession was never admitted in court due to legal issues. Physical evidence also went missing or was mishandled, weakening the case. Years later, it was discovered that police reports had been altered and evidence ignored. New DNA testing decades later excluded some early suspects, but did not identify a clear perpetrator. The mishandling of the case by law.
Wow. So 4 people got just tortured, beaten, stabbed to death, and like no one knows. That's so sad.
Law enforcement has been heavily criticized. In November 1987, Keith Dardeen, his wife Elaine, and their 2 young children were brutally killed. Keith's body was found in a field, beaten and shot. Days later, Elaine and the children were discovered inside their home, killed with extreme violence. Elaine was pregnant at the time, which made the crime even more disturbing. Investigators found no signs of forced entry. The home appeared staged, suggesting the killer wanted to confuse police. The brutality toward the children suggested deep rage or a desire to eliminate all witnesses. Keith had no known enemies and was described as quiet and kind. There was no clear motive such as robbery or personal conflict. This lack of motive confused investigators from the start. One theory involved a serial killer operating in the region at the time. Another theory suggested someone the family knew. Despite interviews and forensic work, no suspect was ever charged. Over time, evidence degraded, and the case unfortunately went cold. On December 6, 1991, a fire broke out in Austin, Texas.
That's so sad that she was pregnant.
Went cold. On December,
it's like a family. Like, they look so nice. Like, look at this mustache. They look so happy, dude. And then just some dickhead comes along and kills them. Like, God, some people are just evil, man. Like, I don't even believe in hell, but they need to go there. Not the family, the person that killed them.
1991, a fire broke out at an Austin, Texas yogurt shop. Inside, firefighters discovered the bodies of 4 teenage girls who worked there. The girls had been assaulted, bound, and killed before the fire was set. The victims were between 13 and 17 years old. The crime shocked the nation due to its cruelty and the young ages involved.
13.
Early investigations
Jesus Christ.
were chaotic, and the crime scene was badly damaged by fire. Several suspects were arrested years later, and
How the hell is there no... when did this happen? Is there like no cameras around or anything?
degraded, and the case unfortunately went cold. On December 6, 1991, a fire broke out.
Okay, yeah, 1991. Didn't they have like pagers back then?
Teenage girls who worked there.
I'm pretty sure they have phones in 1991. They had to. Pagers were using like the 80s.
Girls had been assaulted, bound, and killed before the fire.
How does no one see the person? A fire. Yeah, is this in like the middle of nowhere? You telling me this guy had time to he had time to tie up all 4 girls, do whatever he did to the 4 girls, and then light the place on fire and leave before anyone saw them?
Set. The
What?
victims were between 13 and 17 years old. The crime shocked the nation due to its cruelty and the young ages involved. Early investigations were chaotic, and the crime scene was badly damaged by fire. Several suspects were arrested years later, and 4 men were eventually convicted based on confessions. However, those confessions were later ruled unreliable, and the convictions were overturned. DNA testing later excluded those men from the crime. Despite renewed testing and multiple investigations, the killer or killers
He burned up the crime scene so that most of the linkable DNA got
have
destroyed.
never been identified. The case exposed serious flaws in interrogation practices and evidence handling.
Damn.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you learned something, make sure to leave a like. Comment down
I hope this isn't AI. Is that him?
in evidence handling. Thank you very
Is this him or one of the people that got murdered in this video? I don't know. Usually the picture is like this. It's like, Tommy was murdered at 16 years old. His body was never found. Like, or some stupid,
much
something
for
like
watching
that.
this video. And
Anyway,
if you learned
though,
something,
hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was very crazy. I don't know what was the most craziest one here, but damn. I mean, the saddest one, dude, the girls, dude. Like, probably the family of the girl. Like, this family just disappeared and just was found dead in the middle of in the woods. They had a bunch of money in their car for some reason. Like, the boy showed up in the box, the guy that murdered 3 people and hated women. The family that just got murdered. The cabin people, 4 people got murdered, and then the kids in the other room didn't even hear them. The girls that got tied up and killed and burned to death. Jesus Christ, that's so gruesome. They got sexually assaulted, tied up, and then burned to death inside of a yogurt shop. And then the guy didn't even get caught. Wow, there are really some evil people in this world. And then how can you just kill a family and live with yourself, man? That's so sad. A pregnant woman. That's so sad. Anyway, and then the missing people, missing girls, Fort Worth, Texas. I don't know, man. This is sad. Kind of made me sad. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought was the craziest one. And until next time, guys, peace out.